Were we supposed to see a video for that? Or is that
Could you
just,
not see the video?
I could
no,
see it.
I could.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll skip ahead then. George, at the top of your screen,
Yeah, it says, okay, all right, we're being recorded. Yep.
at the top of the screen, you might see meeting and then Bettina Huntworks screen. Click on the Bettina Huntworks screen.
All
I just
right.
realized I'm pointing to the slide that shows this and you can't see
I
that.
can't see it. Okay.
Your
You don't,
top left, you're in first place, Bettina.
can you see my share screen now?
Share screen.
Yeah,
The
can go ahead.
slides.
What do
The
you mean?
slide.
I don't see, all I see is when I click on the screen, come on, what's it doing? When I share it, a little thing comes up saying chat or pin to first screen. That's,
All right, so now we're recording officially. Let me get back to our start from beginning. Okay, welcome to moderator training. I already said I'm Bettina Huntwork, Senior Program Coordinator for Ollie at Duke. I'm going to turn it over to Jenny.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm Jenny Levine, Associate Director for Ollie at Duke. And with us today is Chris Abrams, who's our Volunteer Moderator Coordinator, you've probably heard from. And I'll be acting as your moderator today. So if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. You can use the raised hand function to raise your hand. And yeah, we'll pause periodically for questions. So don't feel like we're gonna get all the way to the end before we have that pause. These are some great resources for you all as moderators and how to get in touch with Chris and Bettina and myself. If you ever have any questions and you can't remember all of these, ollie@duke.edu will get you straight to a person who can answer questions. And we'll do our best to support you. We're going to share this set of slides. You can take a picture of this. Yeah, we are here for you. So our agenda today was we're going to go over these 5 areas. We're going to start with moderator basics, and we'll move through each one. After each section, we'll pause for your questions.
All right, we're
Now,
going to do a poll really quickly. I'm going to launch a poll. You should see a window appear on top of your Zoom meeting that asks you about your moderator experience with us. If you're a first-time moderator, if you've moderated 1 or 2 courses, or 3 to 5, or you're a pro, you've moderated more than 6. So please feel free to answer that question for us. I think everyone here, yeah, everybody here is answered. And everyone here is a returning moderator. So we have no newbies right now. Maybe there's somebody new watching the recording. So yeah, thanks for coming. Okay, I have stopped sharing the poll. If you can still see the results, hit the little X in the upper corner. Okay, so some moderator basics. First of all, you are already registered for the course you are moderating. At this point, you should be able to see everything about the course in your student portal at this point. I hope you've already tried to log into that. That is where your Zoom link will be. Your Zoom link for class, any course website that the instructor might have already created, and recordings if that course is recorded. I think that's all.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about Zoom views a little bit ago, but just in case you want to play around with those, they're in the upper right hand corner of your screen. Step away for a second.
Okay, it's my turn, but Alan, are you there? I could give you 1 minute to, if you want to introduce what's going on and to thank our moderators.
Okay, thank you. I have been a moderator for many terms, and I am an instructor, and I know I couldn't do what I do on Zoom without moderators. So thank you so much. I'm currently chair of the Instructor Relations Committee, and I'm just here in case there's a question for me. Chris, Bettina, Jenny,
Okay.
feel free to call on me.
Okay, and I see that George is back, so hopefully he's seeing our screens. We do a team approach with our classes. We have staff who will do all the tech, for the most part. We have our moderators who will do the background work and will explain all that. And of course, our instructor who will lead the class. So hopefully we will come back to this approach. The moderator roles support the instructor, encourage interaction, provide feedback, manage chat and raised hands, and call for tech assistance, which is very rare. Your primary goal is to assist the instructor, just making it a comfortable learning experience for your class participants and for the instructor. We have the formats that we work in: lecture with Q&A, facilitated discussion, and active skill learning. And you may participate in all of them. Talk with the instructor. It is very important to have a good relationship with the instructor. Sometimes they're very busy, but try to speak with them, ask questions like, when do you want me to pause for questions? A lot of our instructors now are putting question slide in the packet in their deck, so you know when there'll be time for questions. How to handle, ask them, do you want Zoom chat, raised hands? Some of them want all, including raised hands, if it's a particular question that deals with the subject being talked about and not something off the grid right then. Logistics. You can ask for the bio or get the one out of the catalog. I always use the catalog. Ask for slides. Also, most of the time, the staff also wants a copy of those slides also for each class to make sure, and this has happened last semester. I mean, last session it happened. The instructor couldn't get the slides up, and the staff person had them. I had them, but the staff person took over and showed them. And does he want the mics muted or unmuted? Video on and off? That's their choices. Okay. One other thing before we go on to class protocol, make sure there's good lighting with your instructor, and also that there's nothing distracting like a fan. And we are going to go into course protocols right now. If there's no one here, I think we've had this slide before. This has also happened. Get in touch with somebody if you go on to your class and there's no one around and you have to get in touch with the staff right away to say, hey, what's happening? Did this, did you lose electricity? Whatever. The pre-class, the staff will make sure that it starts on time, makes all the announcements, plays welcome video, starts recording class if needed, introduces themselves, and turns them on to the moderator. But since I skipped a slide, I'm going to go back a little bit. The staff will open the Zoom meeting 30 minutes beforehand, and we would like to say to you that is the official start of your class. That's when we do preps, tech check, everything to make sure everything's working. 15 minutes before class, we will open the waiting room. A lot of the classes don't have people who come in until the last minute, but some classes like to chit chat beforehand. You'd like to find out where the people are from. And the instructor likes to get involved with people, and especially if there is questions that pertain to the class beforehand, they'll answer those questions then. Okay, and we did that. Okay, what the moderator does when the class starts, going to welcome the students and introduce yourself, remind them of mics and video, explain the question and answers, and this may be just the first or second time. Check for the recording light. It's a red light on and it will say recording, and you introduce the instructor. Okay, there we go. During class, you're going to monitor the gallery, and Bettina will have helpful hints for that. You're muting mics and stopping video if needed. The staff does this, sorry. Spotlights instructor and guest speakers, conduct the polls, manages the breakout rooms. You don't have to do that, tech, and takes attendance account. One of the things about muting and stopping video, it might be sort of like you have to do it very quickly, and it may be you muting them. But make sure that it is something that is affecting the class, not affecting you. Assist with interactions during the class because you're the moderator and you're looking at the folks in the class. You assist with chat, raised hand, and quick polls, as we just did a quick poll. Add links and emails to chat. And make sure that that prefix is there because that's the only way they could share it. You can have the links handy. This is something that is sometimes difficult for some of our moderators, myself included. I've practiced and you can practice more. Yes, yes, somebody say something? Nope, okay. Monitor time, ask the instructor if they want a 10-minute or 15-minute notification about what time it is. And you act as the eyes and ears of the instructor. I keep a look if somebody's sitting and waving their hand like, you know, like, I'll interrupt the instructor and say, I think so-and-so really has something to say. And the instructor could say, wait a minute, we'll get to it. Alert staff of problems via private chat. And I have done that and they pick up on it right away. And it's always nice to know that they're there to help you with any technological problems. Okay, at the end of class, remind the instructor to wrap up. Discuss in rehearsal when the instructor wants a time check. Thank the instructor and students and make reminders about next week. And if the instructor wants a quick team debrief, sometimes the instructor's gone and it's only the staff person and the moderator left. But if you have a little chit chat and you want to remind the instructor of something, the staff can do that for you. And okay. Between classes, follow-up is needed with the instructor if there's anything that needs to be talked about. Get the slides again from the instructor and check the recordings are on the student portal and make sure that they're running and up. The staff person who is in your class is the one responsible for getting that recording on the website. So just want to make sure that that's done. Just another hint, when you are with your rehearsal with the instructor, make sure that you know if they have a website, and that information needs to be given to Bettina as soon as possible so she could upload that information so your students can use that. You don't want to go through 10 classes and then realize the instructor has a class. Okay. Is there any questions? I saw a lot of chat going Jenny, is there questions?
Nope. It's
No.
George is working out his issues.
Okay. Okay.
We're good.
Fine.
Thanks.
Thank you. And now we're going to go to technology needs, and Bettina's going to take over the slides.
All right. Well, first of all, in the chat, while Chris was going through that, I put an example of a good link and a bad link. So you had to see the prefix work, it's magic versus not work. So that's what that's about, just in case you needed clarification on it. Here is your technology checklist. the first thing I did with George just now was ask him if he was up to date on his Zoom, and he said yes. So first thing checked off the list. The speed test, make sure you have decent internet happening at your house. Speedtest.net is a free service where you can run your speed. If you go to it, you just go to the link and click the big go button. And this is actually going to be slower than normal since I am streaming you guys right now. But once it goes, it'll just start telling you how fast your speed is. This might not even work while I'm on a Zoom meeting, so we'll just keep going. But that's what that looks like. So we recommend that you use a laptop or a desktop instead of a tablet or a phone. iPads are getting really fancy with their cameras these days, and they can track you as you move around the room, and that can be very distracting to people. So just keep that in mind. That is a setting you can turn off on an iPad, but instead, if you have a computer, please use it. I have had the experience too with a moderator that he was getting this massive feedback, and he turns out he was on an iPad and he was putting his iPads directly onto a glass tabletop, and it was literally bouncing from the table back into his mic. So yeah, another reason, random reason you never would have thought of to use a laptop or a desktop. With that being said, make sure you check your audio, make sure everybody can hear you, make sure you know how to come off mute, and you sound good, not like you're underwater or anything. Please mute your cell phone and your landline phone and your TV and your radio and your spouse and your dog and all the things. Make sure your background and video are clear. We ask that you sit centered in your screen and your camera. And make as much eye contact with your camera as you can so people think that you're engaging with them. If you have a busy office like I do, then blur your background so nobody can see your mess behind you. And then, of course, Chris already mentioned, make sure that you check your lighting and make sure everybody can see you. I know I'm a little washed out. My camera is dying, so that's why I look like a ghost. So that's what's up with me. But that's just our checklist for you guys to go through as you're thinking about what your space needs to be like while you're moderating. So I was supposed to make you guys all co-hosts during that question time. So let me do that really quickly. So you'll notice that the toolbar changes on the bottom of the screen when you go from a participant to a co-host. And you are technically now able to share your screen if you need to, like Chris was suggesting with why you would need to get your slides just in case they couldn't share their screen for some reason. You also have the ability to do breakout rooms and polls, but that's mostly still going to be used by the staff. But just in case something crazy happens, you can step in and take over that if you need to. And as Chris said, you can monitor the recording and use the record if you need to. All of those things, I want you to work out with your staff person first and never assume that you're supposed to do any of that. That is their job. But if something happens, like just now the FedEx guy got here and I had to go sign for a package, which is why I just ran away. But but if that happens, the staff person should message you in chat privately and say, I'm stepping away for 5 minutes. Please monitor the gallery or something like that. And that's so you know that you have the capability of doing these things. Oh, participants window, chat, and the end button. So here's the Zoom views that we talked about a little bit earlier. They're still in the same places on a computer in the upper left corner. Speaker view, you can do speaker view with gallery on the side, running down the right side of your screen, or on top of the speaker's head. As a moderator, I prefer gallery view so that I can see everybody in one place. Even when I'm sharing screen. So for the next one, this is the shared screen view that you guys are all in right now. I just want to point out these two little lines. So this is an older screenshot. I've noticed that it no longer has this gray bar here, but it does still have these two little gray lines in the middle. So if you click on those and, oh, my bad. If you click on those and drag them, why are you not going back? Okay, click on these two little lines and drag it to the right and to the left. You can make the gallery view bigger or the screen share bigger. So as a moderator, you would probably end up watching the gallery more than the slideshow. So you can play with that. When you change your view in Zoom, you're only changing the view on your computer. So you don't have to worry about affecting other people. So whatever you're comfortable with watching as a moderator is what you should do. And that might be different than if you were just taking a class as a student and not as the moderator. I think I said this before I hit record again, but here, this is a new feature, Zoom tabs at the top of the screen. You'll see meeting and Bettina Huntwork's screen in the gallery, and you can switch back and forth between just seeing the gallery, which is what meeting does, and then switch back to my shared screen. And I'm pointing this out because I have had several students get lost where they have accidentally hit the meeting tab and they can't get back to the shared screen tab. So I'm making sure that moderators and staff all know that this is new and this is a feature that exists now, so that you can help walk this person back to finding the shared screen. Or maybe one day you got lost and you can find your way back. So that's the new feature of Zoom. In the little thumbnails of all of us, there are, if you roll your mouse over your picture, these little mute and that should say ask to mute on everybody, ask to unmute on everyone who's muted. Mute and these three little dots show up. If you click on the three little dots, you can chat with that person directly in those three little dots. You can stop their video if they're doing something crazy. If they took their iPad to the bathroom, you can stop their video. You can mute them here. And the host actually has the ability to change the name of the person in the meeting in that same little window as well. So it's just a handy little thing. So you don't have to open the participants window or the chat and find how to chat that person privately or find their name in the list of the 80 people who are in your class. Keep in mind that the thumbnails move around the screen based on if somebody's actually raising their hand or lowering their hand or something. So make sure you're clicking on the right person if you decide to use that feature. Okay, Zoom Interactions is up next. I think this is, I continue. Yeah. All right, so for chat, in order to chat with everyone, you open the chat window and make sure that it says everyone in the corner. I mean, yeah, I guess that's the two line says everyone. If you want to private chat, you change the everyone to the person's name that you want to private chat. As a reminder, we are not encouraging a lot of private chat unless it's something that, you know, has to be off script. In Zoom Basics, we teach that if you have a question, then somebody else in the class has a question too. So we're doing our best to get people to ask questions publicly in the full chat. And also we remind them that instructors are not reading the chat. So it's not a good idea to private message an instructor because they're never going to read it. You hit enter to send a chat. You can pop the chat window out and move it around your screen if you need to. So for example, here's my chat window. I can put it wherever I want to on whatever screen I need to. Okay, that's chat. Interactions, raised hand. So in the interactions icon, it's just interact now. They changed it. The little heart that says interact is now where you go to raise your hand. They also have this handy little be right back feature now. Also turns your camera off and mutes you very quickly. you can just easily click the I'm back button when you do that, and it'll turn your camera back on and unmute you. Raise your hand has not moved. And then there's also these new send with effects that's not on the slide, but you can send rocket ships through your screen, or hearts or balloons or whatever you'd like. So feel free to play with those. Oh, let me go back to raise hand for a second. This last dot, lower hand after the question has been answered by the instructor. So if somebody has their hand raised, it moves them to the upper left corner of the gallery screen. And the idea is so that the instructor can continue to make eye contact with that person. We like to leave their hand up until their question has been completed. It kind of helps to track better in the gallery, and it helps people stay focused a little bit better. So that's just a handy tip. The participants window shows it moves people in order of which their hands go up. So if multiple people raise their hand at the same time, you can open your participants window and track who to call on next via that instead of in the gallery, because like I said, all those boxes move around and jump around quite frequently. The participant window doesn't move. So that's where you can answer questions with the raised hand. You can also lower people's hand from the participant window as well. And you can also count the red and green checks and X's from the participant, the quick polls react as well in the participant window. There we go, quick polls. This is what I was just talking about. So this little green check and X are what we call quick polls. So if the instructor asks a question that is a yes or no question, you can ask people, or that instructor can ask people to put a green check if your sky is blue today or something like that. And then if as you do that, the numbers show up at the bottom of the participant window down here, and you can read those numbers to the instructor instead of having to count all the thumbnails on your gallery screen. And then to clear all of those, you click on these three little dots in the, oh, I didn't make it happen. You click on these three little dots, and there's an option in those dots to say clear all feedback, and all of them will clear at once. And I have my check up. If anybody wants to clear all feedback, you can do that. Any questions? I feel like I went through that really fast, so please speak up.
I didn't see any questions.
I have.
Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to clarify, when you do the quick polls, people who are hosts or co-hosts, they can't do that. Is that correct?
No, quick polls are in the reactions icon. So everybody can participate in quick
Everybody
polls.
can. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
good question though. The polls,
Yes.
Like the poll that we did earlier today, actually I can pop it up on the screen right now. I'm gonna go to relaunch. You guys are all co-hosts right now, so no one should be able to answer this question. So you should see like the percentage and the bar graph. It's not increasing, but nobody can actually click anything. So that's what you see as the co-host. So I'm going to end this poll, and you probably still see share results now at the bottom of the screen. So you want to click on the X in the upper right corner of this window to make it go away, which is what I said at the very beginning when we did do that poll. I said, if you can still see the window, click on the X. And I say that just in case a co-host doesn't realize that they need to actually push the button to make it go away.
Okay. So. Yeah, I have a few more.
Okay.
On that Zoom workplace bar on the top, I just wanted to call attention to the right-hand side where it says recording, and it's got that little tiny red dot that it's recording. So if you have a class that's recording, that's what you want to see to make sure. And if it's not recording, and it's supposed to be just, send a chat quickly to the staff and say, you push the button, but nothing happened, or just say it's not recording. And another thing, the 3 dots that you can, it has a slide on it. If you want to rename yourself, like Jenny has she, her on it. If you want to rename, put your name in and then put moderator after it, that's where you would do that with rename. Some folks do that to distinguish that they are the moderator. And I see most of you have your background blurred. If you would see the room I'm sitting in right now, you wouldn't believe it. All my Halloween junk's out there. So you have a lot of other things, and somebody may not have their name, and the staff person is busy with something, and you can at least rename them or show them how to rename themselves, tell them how to do that. And I think that's all I had written down. Are there any other questions? I can't stop being a moderator. I'm sorry. That was Jenny's job.
That's okay.
I just want to tell you something is very strange. They painted, I live in an apartment, and across from us, the apartments, they did the finishing in white this spring, and the sun shining on it. And I would look like Bettina if I hadn't shut the blind. So things change, and you may have to look at somebody on your thing and say, maybe you should close the blind in front of you or in back of you. Things like that happen. So you would not be able to see me. I would be a ghost if I didn't have
Thanks,
that.
Chris. We have a
Yes,
question
okay.
from Lisa.
Yes.
Yes. Are we going to be contacted by the instructor and or our staff person before our first class, or are we only going to talk to them the half an hour before?
I am sending an email later today, hopefully, with your invites to your rehearsal or intro, or rehearsal or intro with your staff person and your instructor. I'm sorry, those should have gone out on Monday, but it slipped my mind. So if they don't go out this afternoon, then they'll go out tomorrow morning. But so you should get everybody's contact information for your team very, very soon.
Okay. And are they going to set up an initial
Yes.
meeting with us, or okay?
Yeah, so that email will have the time and date of your rehearsal, which should be the same time and day as your regularly scheduled class next week, unless your class is on Monday, because Monday is Labor Day. All rehearsals for Monday classes are on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Lynn has her hand
Lynn?
raised. You want to unmute? I can ask her to unmute.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, Lynn.
Yeah,
Oh, there we
yeah.
go.
There you go, Lynn. There you go.
One of my classes isn't till the second part. Will the rehearsal be delayed for that one?
So the email that you'll get will have the rehearsal for next week listed as it, but you guys can decide as a team if you want to push that back. But we're just gonna default send everybody the rehearsal for next week, and then go and let you guys make decisions by yourselves.
Yeah. Next Friday is the event, Ollie event from 9:30 to 12. And I have classes on Monday. So, but they're later. So we can move those if they're willing to do it.
Yeah, if your team is willing to move things, you guys are welcome to suggest things get moved. Yeah, we do have the kickoff speaker on Friday morning. We also have AV training on Wednesday for in-person classes, and we also have something else happen. Oh, the new member welcome event happens on Thursday. So we're very busy next week. So it might be harder for people to move, but it's definitely worth it if you can't make it to something.
I'm going to chime in as the moderator. We have about 15 minutes left.
Yeah, and George, I just saw your message. I'm still sharing screen, so if you can't see a blue questions sign, a slide, then I don't know. All right, agenda, rehearsals, reminders, and resources. Jenny?
Okay,
Is it Jenny or is it Chris? I can't remember.
it's me. It's me.
Chris. It's Chris.
It's me. And we were just talking about rehearsals and intros. They're going to be next week, same time as your class. You'll meet the team and get your instructions from the instructor. Intros last like 10 to 15 minutes, very short. Returning instructors. Rehearsals for new instructors are about 30 minutes. And if you have done, like I have done a class before with an instructor last time, we don't meet at all because we're used to working together. But you just need to work out so you're not 30 minutes before your class making plans. And that's what that's for. And they're real easy and quick. Bonus tips, mistakes happen. Don't keep apologizing for it. One apology and keep on moving would be fine. And this, it does happen. Remind your instructor in the beginning to get something to drink, water handy, and also you make sure you have some water in case you start to choke. And encourage viewing the course recordings and the course websites. Make sure that Bettina knows there's a website and that she can put it in the portal. And quiet your house before we do this slide. Quiet your house. Bettina said about technicals. I wish there was a button I could press on my dog so she wouldn't bark when I'm in class. That's not possible. You want to moderator resources are always there. You want to take a picture of this. Please email the moderator site if you have any questions. I check it every day, a couple times a day. Bettina's around, Jenny's around, and then of course general questions. And we still have openings in classes. If you have friends that you would like to invite to take an OLLI class, please do that. We are all member recruiters. So please do that. There's OLLI Online, our website resources, which you can tell your friends how to look at the catalog. And Learn More Duke is where you'll find your student portals. And my computer goes to there right away. I have them tagged and I don't have to worry about it. So is there any other questions that we need to answer?
I just have a really quick comment on this slide. This phone number is fairly
Yes.
new. The 660 number goes to the welcome desk at JRC, and they have the ability to transfer a phone call to anybody on staff. So if you have any, I need to talk to somebody right now, feel free to call that number.
Okay. Okay. And I think I am going to, don't put it down. I am going to take a picture of that.
Okay, I'll leave it there.
Yes, yes, I'm getting there. Yes.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Ready for
And
fall.
feels like it. It feels like fall, doesn't it?
Awfully nice outside.
Yes, yeah, yes. I hope you all got a chance to go outside and enjoy the weather for a while. Yeah. Alan and Jenny are my friends who come to the Durham Farmers Market almost every Saturday. So we'll be enjoying the air, fresh air, getting out in the market. So if there's any, Bettina, is there anything else you need to tell them? Jenny?
I don't have it.
Alan?
I don't think so. We're here for you. We want to support you
Yeah.
and the instructor and the class. And thank you for volunteering to do this
Yes.
and
Yes.
being a great OLLI member, so engaged.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming,
Thank
and
you.
I'll get this recording posted to the website as fast as I can to this afternoon, and send you guys emails with all your contact information. So
Okay, and as usual, we're going to stay, the staff and the Jenny, moderator, and I are going to stay a few minutes while you all go outside and have a good time.
right, I'm gonna stop the recording.
Bye, everyone. Take care.